Good day, everyone. This is International Master Robert Jamieson from Melbourne, Australia, with another little video for you. This is number 2 in my quest for the perfect game. My last video, I showed you a game where I played at 6 CPL. I have another one here. Let's see how we go. I am playing black this time. So it's a 5-minute and 3-second increment game. My opponent starts off with e4. And these days I'm playing the Caro-Kann defense for something a little bit different. He plays bishop c4. Now, immediately I understand that perhaps he's not the world's strongest player because bishop c4 is not a great move. The normal move would be d4 or knight c3. Why isn't bishop c4 a great move? The answer is pretty obvious, because I gain a tempo attacking the bishop, and the bishop will have to move again. Bishop check. Now, normally I block with knight c6 here and try and get him to swap the bishop for the knight and end up with the 2 bishops, but I thought I'd be a little bit different today. Bishop d7. So the point here is, of course, if he swaps bishops, I'm losing my bad bishop, the one on the same color as my center pawn, for his good bishop. And I can recapture with a developing move. And of course, this is what he does. So already I'm a move ahead in development, and I have a pawn in the center of the board. So I'm going great. d4, knight c6, c3, e6. So you can see the difference here. I understand about good bishops and bad bishops. So my bishop is on the opposite color to my center pawns. His bishop is on the same color as his center pawn. So his white squares will be weakened. Right, knight d2 develops the bishop, so that's a good diagonal for the bishop, hitting the weak point on h2 and stopping him playing bishop f4 and getting on a good diagonal later. Knight b3, golly gosh. Well, I tell my students, do not move a piece twice on the opening unless you have to. Not sure why he wants to move that piece twice on the opening. Maybe he wants to go to c5, but that'll just give him a double pawn if I feel like it, or I'll move my queen and chase him away. So another little boo-boo. Now, clearly black should develop his g knight. Where should he put it, do you reckon? Most players, I think, would play knight f6, which is an okay move. I played knight e7. I wonder why. Maybe we'll find out in a minute. Knight f3, castles, castles. All right. So already you can see, apart from having a better bishop, I'm ahead on development. He has not moved his queen. He has not moved his bishop. His rooks are not connected. So I'm 2 moves ahead in development. All right. So round about now, I have to start thinking, what is my plan? Now, a plan generally involves improving your pieces or pawn play, maybe gaining space or opening lines or something. So what do you reckon black's pawn play should be here? Have a little bit of a look. All right, I decided to play f6. That's why I didn't put my knight there. So the idea being, I'm going to follow up with e5 and get my pawns rolling on the king side, because I have 4 pawns to 3 on the king side. So clearly that's going to be okay for me. Rook e1, here I come. All right, threatening e4, gaining some space and chasing his knight around. So he chops. So conceding me 2 center pawns. Now, the computer preferred c4, but bishop here. Why is he going bishop there? Maybe he wants to just swap pieces. I don't care. So onwards. So gaining space, chasing his knight away, opening up the diagonal for the bishop. Looks pretty good. Pawn still on the opposite color to my bishop. Plays knight d4. Now, what do you play here? Do you swap knights? Do you put the question to his bishop with h6 maybe? What do you think? All right, I didn't swap knights. So if you're not quite sure what to do in general terms of planning or attacking or whatever, Just look at where you have more space, where your pawn chain is pointing, where you have more pieces. So clearly here I should be attacking on the king side. My pawn chain is pointing towards the king side. So I play knight e5. Look at that lovely knight in the middle of the board. Got an outpost on d3 if it wants. Looking pretty good. Right. Now, knight c1, the computer preferred f3. Going backwards to c1 looks a bit slow. All right. What can I do now? Do I double my rooks? Do I chase his bishop away? What do you think? Because one of the things you should be thinking about when you're attacking is what are the weak points? What are the points I should be attacking or building up? Let's have a look around white's king. I can see a couple of weak points there, and I decided to attack them both. Knight g4. So that's threatening the pawn on f2 and the pawn on h2. So he's in a bit of a pickle. What does he do? He blunders. Bishop takes e7. So perhaps he's assuming that I'm going to take him back, which is an obvious move. But of course, you look around in case there's a better move. And in this case, we do have a better move because I have a friendly check, winning a pawn and opening up his king. So, of course, he should play king h1, but he's not so strong. He doesn't want to play to h1 because it looks scary. So he plays to f1. Not having thought, what will black reply? And, of course, I go rook takes f2. Mate, thank you for the game. All right. So my opponent wasn't terribly strong. True. 18-move game. How did I go? No inaccuracies, no mistakes, no blunders. CPL of 7. The other game was 6. I've deproved by 1 CPL in the space of a day. Never mind. I'll try again. Maybe I can get it under 6 next time. Anyway, that's how you play logical chess and towel up your opponent easily. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.